Hi guys, welcome back to Eat, Feed, Grow. I'm
Yeah.
Liam.
I'm MG, and today we are very lucky to have a very good person, someone who helped me on my journey when I was starting, a good friend, Kalipa. Welcome.
Hi guys. Thank you for having me here.
It's an absolute pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for coming out. It's been a while.
It's been a minute indeed. It's been a
From
minute.
seeing you every
Yeah.
day to
Yeah.
barely talking. But yeah, thank you. For the our viewers who don't know you, do you mind giving us a quick snapshot of your background?
Okay. Well, first of all, let's talk about how you and I know each other. So, Mongezi and I are industry friends. We used to work together at the greenhouse.
Yeah, she was my pastry chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, first ever. Love her. Don't know why.
But to give a bit of a background about myself, how far back do I even date it up? Do I date it back to where I come from, I guess?
You don't have to go. Old school? I don't think anyone cares about primary school, high school. Maybe where you're from.
Maybe I'm from.
Okay,
Yeah, the nitty
from-
gritty is like that. No.
Yeah, okay.
No,
And then
I wouldn't also.
I think
Yeah.
when you started like your food journey,
Yeah. Okay, so okay, in terms of originality, I'm from a small town called Esho in KwaZulu-Natal. And then, so basically all of my childhood was there. Straight after then, after high school, moved to Cape Town. And that's when my culinary journey began. I studied at the International Hotel School. I did my training at Le Franchuk Hotel. And then straight after Le Franchuk, graduated, and then I worked at Grand Rush. After Grand Rush, I came to the greenhouse, which is where I met this young man.
And what happened after greenhouse? Come on,
What happened after greenhouse?
it's been years. Come on,
Okay,
dude.
okay,
Don't
okay.
make
Yeah,
it wasn't yesterday. It was like
True.
It's been
And,
years.
I know, but it still feels like yesterday.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, no. So now I have my own business that I'm running, operating from home. It's a cake business called Matoni Ganache. Seeing as obviously that I was a pastry chef, that was the best niche to take, and it's obviously also something that I can be able to also still run from home, given the type of life structure that I have currently. You know, I'm a mom with kids. I'm a wife, so I need something a bit more flexible, as you would know. Our industry can be very demanding with the hours, you know. So I had to sort of pick my battles here, be like, the store over there, and now, sacrifice, the long hours, or am I gonna try and sort of make a plan? Okay, how can I still stay in the industry, but also, have a bit of, a personal life, have a partner, have kids, and actually have time for them also, So that was the best route to take, I would say, yeah.
Okay. No.
How did you find the progression from going into industry to your own business? Was it?
Guys. Yeah, no, I don't want to lie to you guys. It was a bit of a shock type of thing in a way, because a part of me, in all honesty, felt like I was downgrading, and I don't know, and we all know the type of establishment greenhouse is, right?
Yeah.
And to move from that and to now start your own thing, and also, mind you, the greenhouse clients are greenhouse clients. So just because you're a pastry chef there doesn't mean now you're going to attract. You're starting your own name from scratch. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was, it was a very, very humbling experience. I had to sort of but you know what? In order for you to make this work, you need to understand that this is not the Kalipa that was working in greenhouse. You're starting your own thing. No one knows you. They know the brand.
Yeah.
They know the brand greenhouse, and but now they actually getting to know me and the person that I am. So I have to sort of put a switch in my head and be like, it's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed or anything. You're just doing your own thing now and building your name. You're still in the industry, but it's just that now it's all about you.
Yeah. You're not just a character in someone else's
Exactly.
book. The book is about you.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
I feel like that is so relevant because people in hospitality do idolize working at a particular venue or in a venue as the go-to career path in a way, but there's so many different avenues to break out into.
And trust me, it is. It honestly is. Like, the experience that I had at Greenhouse was like absolutely outstanding. Like, I could easily say I was like at the peak of my career. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then having to make that decision and that switch, like I say, it was a very, very hard one. And even now, we were even like having a side chat earlier, there are moments where I actually like miss the actual industry, the buzz, everything, you know what I mean? Which is probably why I actually find myself eating out a lot so much. You know, just to like sort of get into touch with like that world a bit, you know, like I haven't lost touch with it, but at the same time, there's just something so rewarding and so fulfilling about having something that's yours, your own baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you like each and every month seeing that, okay, last month I made so much sales, this month it's this one, and seeing your clientele growing, and you know that all of this is, you know, they're recognizing you.
Your hard
It's
work.
yeah, it's all me, it's all my hard work, and it's actually being fully recognized. There's actually people who like believe in my products and actually want to support my business. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a different type of reward that I like. That's another different type of fulfillment that like I can't explain in words. It's the most rewarding thing ever.
It's
you know
a
what I
completely
mean?
new peak.
It's it's another peak. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a peak on its own. You know what I mean? And like the sky's the limits. The world is your oyster. With something like this, like, because you are the one that's writing your story, so you are the one that can like say, okay, you know what? Now I'm ready to move from this to that, and there's nothing restricting you, pretty much. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yes, ma'am.
Well, okay. That's great. I'm really happy for you. I've seen your work, but it's also like it is a testament. Like I when I saw that you started like your own cake company, I was like, this seems about right. This is the avenue, and I knew you were gonna succeed because like working under you, like the work ethic. Like I remember you would crack the whip.
As I was in that pan.
No, because I still remember to the day when I first came in and I joined pastry, and you're like, cool, there was another trainee. I still remember her name. Wherever you are, if you're still in hospitality, kudos to you. We had a bet that you would have lost.
Shame, bro.
I'm not shaming, but I'm just saying.
That was our shame, dog.
No, because I'm not.
I didn't think you'd make it.
No, realistically,
Bleep out the name.
no, but honestly, you remember her.
I do.
And it was just like, I walked in and I was like, okay, cool. What do you need me to do? Whatever. And I kept coming to you with like, what do you need me to do? And you're like, do this. Okay. What else? And it was like, Bridget was there and you're like, you work a little bit better than her. I remember you said that to me. And I was just like, okay, because I want to learn everything. I want to know what you know. That was my answer to that. It's like, the only way I can do that is if I have time to know everything. So, for me, that was like the kind of like the precursor of kind of knowing you, of kind of, okay, this is like kind of like your level, your standard of kind of like how you envisioned. And I think you ended up like knowing you throughout the years and like how you envisioned yourself was like you always held yourself to a certain standard and level, and everything was kind of like do it right or don't fucking do it. I remember the one fuck up, you were like you didn't listen to me, and I was like and I'm like, no, but I did this, and you're like, no, shut up, you didn't listen to me or else this wouldn't have happened. And I was just like,
Guys, what was I
and I was just like, you're right, I didn't listen to you. I was just like, No, clearly because
It's like what they say, you can't bullshit a bullshit. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but
yeah. So I was just like, okay, cool. So like this is it, and I was just like, okay, I need to be there. So thank you for that, because it's like now I just kind of show that to other people as well. It's like you need to be at this level.
Oh,
You need to
I'm
hold yourself at
I'm
that
glad
level.
my teaching's paid off. I wasn't just like some cutthroat, annoying bitch or something.
No. They're like
Because
you taught me a lot.
No.
They were when I asked for things, you would give me the information, but it was also you weren't spoon feeding me shit. That was the other thing. It was like you were like, I remember one thing. It's like you said, "I'm not gonna spoon feed you shit. You're an adult.
True.
Just ask me things."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, cool." And
This sounds very familiar.
I promise you, what you've seen.
Why does he do that
No, because you have to be real with people.
No, it's true though.
You
Like,
be all adults.
100%. I've always believed that the best, in the long run, the most nurturing type of love you can get is a tough love.
Yeah.
Because if you get spoon fed and fucking your ass wiped and nappied the whole time, you're going to end up being a ball of comfort, and you're never going to be able to do anything for yourself.
Yeah, you're not gonna grow as a person and in the
100%.
industry and in everything in general.
I don't have kids, but I can attest to it as a mom, but that...
Well, I mean, speaking of that, the transition now of like having to tell them, I'm not gonna spoon feed you, to have to spoon feed someone. It's just like, oh crap, what did I just do now? No, I love motherhood, guys. I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly. You know, I love motherhood. But yeah, there are like honestly moments where like I do miss like, you know, and I honestly think like that's why even like when we were talking on this like earlier, like it's like but the industry is so like I think I was made for it because like I get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I get like the gist of what happens there, and that like most of the things that happen, it's not personal. You know what I mean? You know, it's always like things that are happening in the heat of the moment, and you just need to understand that, okay, this is the hospitality industry, this is how it operates, more especially back of house. You know, I can't obviously speak for all departments because I haven't worked in all of it, but speaking for back of house in the kitchen, like as they say, if the kitchen gets too hot for you, get out.
Yeah. You can't handle the heat.
Exactly. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like that's exactly how it is. So like my aim more than anything when I was training him and any of the other people that worked under me, it was purely for that, for them to understand the kitchen, that it's beautiful once you know actually get it and understand it, and once you know the work, you know, like be a sponge, be willing to learn and absorb as much information as you can, you know, and you're not gonna be taught by like, oh, this is how you make a canal. We are like,
here's a recipe.
You
this.
Exactly.
Watch out for this, and this.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And ask if you don't understand something. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those where you just,
Yeah, no. It's, I think a lot of people could use that bit of guidance of just like, it's not a personal attack. It's just like, you just need to switch your mentality.
Exactly.
To kind of be focused and working at it.
Yes.
Where it's like, I kind of say this, it's like, I tell the guys, I'm like, my life ends once I walk through that kitchen door.
Yeah.
Whatever exists outside there,
yes, you're
does no
completely someone else.
it does no longer exist.
Yes.
When I'm in here, I'm this person, this is what I'm tasked to do.
Yes.
And that's my only focus.
Yes.
So it can get a little psychotic. It sounds psychotic.
It works like that for the bar in front of house as well. If you're having a shitty day and your boyfriend just fucking dumped you, or your girlfriend just fucking had a fight with you or dumped you, you can't go into work and be miserable behind the bar.
The industry does not give a damn.
You gotta suck it up, put it behind you, and cry about it when you get home.
Yeah.
Go into the walk-in. Yeah, I think
It's easier for
I think a lot of chefs will be like, what? I've been there. I've taken a quick 2 in the walk-in. And it's a real thing. It's like a quick 1 minute, just recompose yourself and then walk out and then
Yeah.
But yeah.
And this relationship and passion with pastry, did you find that it was a long-term thing? Did you have this connection with it at hotel school? Was it something that kind of just grew on you the more that you started practicing it in a different sort of environment? Because you mentioned that your training at Franschhoek was at a cold beet section. So how do you go from cold section to pastry from someone that doesn't really understand the kitchen?
Okay, so the cold meat was in Grand Rush.
Okay.
Yes. So my general love for pastry in general. Okay, I'm gonna touch a little bit just with my childhood, you know. So obviously being the person that I am, growing up in rural KZN and whatnot, there wasn't like that much exposure and all like the fancy whatnots. So at the most you'd come across like, you know, your pre-mixed bran muffins or whatever at the shop and whatnot. I was always curious, like, how do you make these things? You know what I mean? So it started from there.
Okay.
But then moving to when I was doing my training in Franschhoek, the first, because obviously as trainees you get placed in different sections. The first section I was placed in was pastry. I was like, wow, I think this is my calling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, I worked in different other sections as well, and also in my journey of, you know, like of being a chef,
Culinary
like
career,
exactly.
yeah.
In Brown Rush and whatnot, I worked in cold section and all the other sections as well. But like I knew that at the end of the day, this is, you know,
You
where my
didn't love it
calling
as
was.
much as when you were in that pastry section?
That there was just something there.
Okay.
Yeah, it touched more with my. I think that my creativity came out more when I was working in pastry more than anything. Yes, yes.
Sick. That sounds so cool. So cool.
That's pastry's very meticulous.
It's a lot less giving than working in the other sort of food. If I can picture it, to be honest with you.
It's really because they always say that, like in general, I love you, my friend, but like they always say chefs run away from pastry. Most chefs like hate working in pastry. And
I
like,
enjoyed it.
you like, yeah, but like, yeah.
For a
you know?
short time.
No, I enjoyed it. Like
Okay, no shame, we did.
I got.
Even though I honestly
got
think I was
kicked
a
out.
bitch most of the time, but yeah,
Not
like.
by her. She didn't kick me out.
No, I didn't.
She
He was
fought for
actually-
me.
Yeah,
to
he was
say.
one of the easiest people to work with, honestly speaking.
Yeah,
He
no,
was.
it was.
He was.
Okay, sounds complicated. Let's not get into it.
It still irks me till this day, but like anyway, onwards and forward. Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. What was it? I forgot now, but yeah.
Falling in love with pastry.
Yes. Yeah, so like, but in general, yeah, that's, I would say, where everything like, you know, stimulated with like, obviously my pastry journey and whatnot, like, to a point where even after I had left greenhouse, I mean, so many people like could like do like, you know, okay, let me do catering and do most of the time it's the easiest route to take is savory. You understand, like, and I could have done that, and even with what I'm doing now, I do touch on savory, like I do savory platters and whatnot, you know what I mean? But like my first focus was I don't want to actually lose the momentum of what I've, you know, gained. Yes, it's a completely different direction in that, you know, obviously I'm not going to be working in like a kitchen establishment of this nature, but at least I'm still in touch with, you know, what I was doing.
The passion and the love you had for it.
For the pastry, yes.
And
It's
the
something
technique and
a touch different, but I'm still within, you know, the same.
100%.
Yeah.
Same water, just
Yeah.
different flow.
Yeah.
And how is it juggling the cake business and being a partner and
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that question wasn't gonna come.
because it honestly it's
Yeah.
because my sister, I remember she also did a small little cake business for like 2-3 years, and I think once she had her second daughter, it kind of like took a very huge backseat, and she was more focused on that. But also, the cake business for her was a side hustle on top of her corporate.
Yeah.
You being primarily your cake business, motherhood, life, a homemaker.
It is not easy. Like, I don't want to lie to you, because there comes moments where, like you were saying, I'd feel like I'm putting my business in the backseat, and in all honesty, because this is a business that I started in 2019, right? It's been like what, 2026, what, 7-8 years? Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's a business that I've had for a long time, and it's a business I'm still running from home. Many people would be asking, but like, shouldn't you probably be like having your own place now and whatnot? Those kind of factors are one of the things that sort of like hold you back. You know what I mean? Because I started in 2019, I had no kids. I already had a vision that probably in the next 2-3 years or whatnot, I'd probably have my place. Well, sisters get decides 2021, there's gonna be a bump. Baby comes in the way, jiggy, there's marriage, there's whatnot. Whole transition now. You know what I mean? Like, so now you need to sort of like, okay, I'm not just now focusing on growing my business, you know. Now I've got a child, you know, I've got a husband. I actually need to, you know, like have be like a homemaker, you know, and grow my family, and you know what I mean, have time for my kids, you know, because in as much as yes, I'm operating the business from home, it's still the long hours. You get what I'm saying? And it's a matter of now, like, how do I divide myself accordingly to be able to like have time for my business and still have time to be a wife, still have time to be a mom, you know, the drop-offs at school, and you know, the extramurals and whatnot, you know, juggling all of those things and still trying to make a business a success. Do you know what I mean? So it was one of those, like, I had to sort of take like a conscious decision and be like, I'll continue with the business, yes, but I don't want to like expand too much to a point where now I need to focus too much on the business, and then now I'm neglecting the family.
You're super overwhelmed.
And I become overwhelmed, you know.
Kids, they get sick or
exactly.
something.
You know, like, how many times does it happen that like in the middle of the day, like 12 or 1 o'clock or something like that, I get told, come fetch the child, the fever's at like 30-something degrees, do you know what I mean? And I need to come and fetch the child, and you know, I need to stop whatever I'm doing, and so I need to be able to have the flexibility for all those things, you know what I mean? And if it were to be now, because obviously at the end of the day as well, also if you're running a business, you know, it's money and it's your money. Yeah. So if you're gonna be like, now, okay, let's grow this business to this scale, you know, and then now you don't have the time to actually, you're losing money. You get what I'm saying? And that was actually gonna frustrate me more than, you know, slowing down the growth of the business and being able to, you know, like focus on the kids and on. Whereas now I can say I'm at a point where I can start focusing on growing the business more. Funny enough, speaking, like, I like literally when I was like, I felt it was like the perfect timing that it happened. Like a day or two ago, I literally posted. So I did a post on Instagram. So I finally like made like my own like work prep bakery studio type of thing. Still in my home, like, but I just took a portion of the garage. It's like, I actually deserve my own space now, you know what I mean? Yes, and in order for me to be able to actually like grow the business the way in which that I want.
It needs to be a dedicated space and work area.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Like now I'm juggling using my home space and still with my baking and whatnot. 2-3 years ago that would have worked. Now for what I have in mind, for what I have in mind for the business, I need to, you know, scale up a bit, and I need more space to be able to do that. So because now my kids are like what, 3 and 5, so I don't need to, you know, anymore. Exactly. So I can now be able to say, okay, fine, I can focus on this more, and I'm dealing with the person who can be like, who can say to me, okay, mommy, I'm hungry, mommy, you know. So then I can sort of like take out a bit of time on that and be like, okay, now what can I do to, you know, grow my business, and so that was the starting point now into, you know, creating that space. I could have easily done that and maybe like go and hire a place somewhere and whatnot, but still doing it in that manner is because I still want to have the time to be able to be close to them, and those like late nights. Exactly. I'm in my own space, but I'm still like present, you know, and then obviously as time goes by, not to like, you know, try to, but the aim at the end of the day is to have my own place, right? But at my own pace, and in a pace that is also comfortable for not just me, but for the family, you know.
And for all the lives that are affected
exactly,
by that as well.
you know what I mean? Because if anyone, if anything, and anyone will tell you, like you can come across many people, like there's, in terms of like business, like one of the hardest people that can like run a business would be like us women, I would say, and even worse if you like, you know, a mom and a wife and whatnot, because like you need to juggle and
You wear many hats.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you let's say a woman in general, but you know you've got no kids, you're single, and by all means, like if I didn't have kids at this age, I would be very, very fucked. Like, come on, I definitely wouldn't be setting up a bakery studio behind the garage of my house. Like I would not be doing that. I would be, you know, way up there. But yeah, like slowly but surely, it's getting to where I want. Everyone also being comfortable and me also still having to not feel guilty, because in as much as one can easily be like, oh, but this is my career, this is what I've always wanted, and you know, they could like easily be like, okay, but I'll see you guys when I see you guys. But for me personally, that is also important to me, because I don't want to also now feel like I'm having regrets maybe like 3-4 years down the line. Oh, wish I like spent more time with my kids and whatnot.
Your
you know,
family, your friends.
the career will always be there. Do you know what I mean? Like it will always be there, but you only have one shot at experience how a 3-year-old is or a 5-year-old is, and the tantrums, even though they drive me crazy. But like, you know what I mean? But yeah.
That's very, very, very inspirational. Very cool.
I think of a few industry people who might have had the vision of starting a family are like, oh, okay, so you can transition out and start something where you're still doing your passion, but also you have that 9 to 5.
I immediately started thinking of all my friends that have families and are still in the industry, and how much more difficult it must be for them.
Exactly.
Okay. Two different sides of the coin. I'm thinking, you're thinking, wait.
It's not easy, guys. Like it's doable. You just need to, obviously, you yourself as a person know yourself more than anything. You need to know what's important to you, and then knowing how to balance the two, you know, type of thing. Yes, I'm a career person. Yes, I'm an ambitious person. You know, there'd be moments where I'd cry myself to sleep and I'd feel like I failed myself. I'm like, really? I'm at this age, and once upon a time I was a head pastry chef at like premium restaurants and whatnot. Now I'm someone who's just baking cakes from home. Do you know what I mean? Like there would be moments where I'd actually like, I want to slap myself and I'm like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? But then you need to look at the bigger picture sometimes. It's like, but there's actually like something that I have that many wish for, which is the time to have with their family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having that flexibility. Like the flexibility in my current state of life is very important for me. You know what I mean?
I'm seeing where this positivity is coming from that I noticed earlier.
It wouldn't be here if you were still locked down in the industry. I think control of your time changes how you see everything else.
No, true. Like, yeah, time, honestly, and yeah, with our industry especially, like, if there's one thing that I really like look at, like, you appreciate time. You do appreciate time. You appreciate time. You really do appreciate time. Like, there's certain things I look at now and I'm like, if I was still in the industry, like, I mean, every now and again, okay, I need to go there, I need to do this, I need to support the husband, there's what for work and whatnot. And if I was in the industry, I wouldn't have that flexible time to be like, oh, okay, we're going to this place this weekend, can you come with me? I'm like, but I need to work, bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
With this, I can have like control that, okay, because all I just need to say is, just let me know in advance if there's going to be something happening. Then I know that, okay, I can take so many orders, cut off my orders and this time. Like, I plan my own leave.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You know what I mean? So, that having that flexibility, you know, for me is, yeah, very important. And it also helps me a lot to be more on the consumer side, like you were saying, because that's also another side, like, that in its own also, like, helps you learn a lot of the industry.
Yeah.
And not just like, you know, the back of house and yes, the practicals of, okay, how do you make this? And that's very important. But having that knowledge of the consumer side also gets you to know and understand, you know, like the customer's expectations and whatnot when they go at a place type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, so that has also been an eye-opener for me as well. So I may have lost touch of, you know, that adrenaline rush in the kitchen but I've also gained like some form of knowledge as well on like another platform of the industry as well.
But I think you also being a business owner, selling a consumable, being like, pastries and cakes, I think understanding like being a consumer as well gives you the like psychology of like, oh, okay, people like this, people don't seem to like this.
Yes.
Okay, so people seem to feedback.
Now
on
I need to
this,
follow trends now.
And this,
Yeah.
okay, for us, we don't really follow trends because I think, no, specifically the podcast, we don't.
No,
follow,
okay.
we don't talk about that. No.
For work we do, but
Not yet. For this area, I think, because for me, one of the reasons why I guess we started this was like, I wanted a podcast where I could listen about other people speak about industry from their perspective, learn a little bit more about different places and different industry, and it's not necessarily your Pete's, your Ashley's, your Baptist, all your big names.
Yeah.
No. It's the people who also are in the bag of the everyday grinders.
Feeling that heat. Yeah.
Those people have some of the craziest stories. Being also one of them. It's like, and then just having them sit here and have a conversation with us about their life is also like for me it's fascinating.
It's refreshing more than anything.
Because it's also like, okay, cool, I learned this about this that I'd actually never thought about.
Yeah.
But also that perspective, you might have said something, I was like, oh, okay, that actually shifted how I viewed something.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, I do this for, I think, anyone else who's looking for an outlet of information or who's just curious about
that change of perspective and extra information.
also just hospitality. Like,
do you see a pattern here? That's the exact same thing you talk about is in the pastry days where you'd be like, okay, I'm curious, I want to know this. You basically took the exact same thing and you just applied it here. And if you think about it,
I'm a curious human being, but also it's this is fun.
It is fun.
This is so much fun
It is
doing
fun,
this, and
we've been having a blast.
And I can imagine. Like, it's basically you just touching base, talking about the industry, different people, and just having a good laugh about all of the fun memories and everything. That, like, who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to do it? Me, being a person who's like scared of stage fright and not, I agree to this. Ask me to do anything else, as I was saying, I would have never, but here I am. Because this is relaxed, this is fun. Who wouldn't want to do this? It's basically, honestly for me, it's basically like I'm going down memory lane right now. Do you know what I mean? You know, there's a form of nostalgia type of thing. Do you know what I mean?
There needs to be that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because I feel, yes, all the other people who do all these interviewing podcasts, they might know the guest, but not extensively or for long periods. Some they know them long periods. Some it's like, oh, I've met you like a year ago, but we've spoken about like one or two things, and now you're in front of my camera and I'm interviewing you, and we're gonna talk about different concepts that I know you've kind of spoken about. And so for me, it's like, cool, yeah, it's insightful, but at the end of the day, it's also like, if I didn't know who this person is, like, why am I interested?
True. True.
What do you do? Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
you're cool right
and
now.
it was gonna sound too formal, which is, now it's like, okay, interview, okay, see, you know what I mean? Like, no, you know what I mean? It becomes too serious. I don't know if you say, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
yes, there will be like serious conversation in between, but because it's someone that like you already like have a platform on what to start off at, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you say, just because it's someone it doesn't necessarily mean like you know everything. For example, like we haven't seen each other in like decades because I was busy pumping out babies. So like it's basically like a good catch-up session type of thing. Put it in that way. You know what I mean? Like so, like there's so much to talk about. In as much as you know me, there is so much to talk about and catch up about. So yeah I totally get you.
I've been tracking. The thing is, like, I enjoy consuming information about people who have been a part of my life and who have added, in my perspective, value in my life. So, like, I still keep tabs on, like, oh, what are you doing, where in the world you are. I might not reach out, but I'm just like, oh, okay, you're doing that. Oh, okay, cool, whatever. And then I'll carry on with my day.
We are busy, guys.
Everyone is.
We are busy, guys. This thing of, honestly speaking, and I suck at it, and I honestly say that, like, if you're gonna be in my circle and you expect me to text you, hi, I hope you're okay, every day, now, guys, like, we are busy, guys. You know what I mean? Like, the silence doesn't necessarily mean, okay, now we've forgotten about you and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, we've got lives. Yeah, and more especially with us in this industry. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, okay, I didn't speak to so and so. Maybe I'll call them at 5 after I knock off at work or something like that. It doesn't work like that. Chances are 5 o'clock onwards, that's when I'm at my busiest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the time.
Catching up with all the home things, the personal shit that you
you know what I mean? So, like, I'm quiet, yes, but, kudos to you. I'm like, we still good, man. Like, we cool. Like, we'll talk when we talk. We cool. So I get you.
And I think, touching on that, I think a lot of people feel silence as like kind of like the absolute disconnect. Like, okay, cool, that's kind of it. Instead of like, people are just living their lives.
We are just busy, guys.
And
honestly,
but I think that's a very new age mentality to have, because everybody's got this instant gratification need that they want, especially with the inner social connections. They don't realize that they need to give other people space. It's a negative impact of social media, dude.
I think people, and there's a clear, being alone and being lonely is two different things. People seem to struggle in the modern day being alone
and not being lonely at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like, bruh.
That's true.
Because people are uncomfortable with themselves.
Yeah. That is actually very true.
No,
that is very true.
Thinking about this, my dad once said to me, driving me back to boarding school, he was like, weirdly, he gave tidbits of wildly insightful information at odd times, weird times, but he just did it. We were driving back and he was like, you need to realize in life you're going to experience almost everything by yourself.
True.
I never understood that. I was like, wait, but I've got friends, I've got family, whatever. And as I get older, the more that is leveled. Because I think I took a trip to Europe where I spent a month traveling through Europe by myself. And it was the first recognition of like, I'm by myself. This is a feeling I have to get used to. And I have to be comfortable. Without realizing I'm not lonely, because I don't feel lonely. but I'm just by myself. I'm experiencing things by myself. Okay, first experience. As I got old, like years go on, and once again another moment. But this is experiencing like loneliness, where it's like I'm surrounded by all these people, but I feel lonely.
Yeah.
But then it was like, cool, do something once again all by myself, and I was like, okay. So I finally made the decision of, it is an internal metric that you kind of decide on, like, okay, I can do things alone and I'm fine and I don't need anyone, but it is nice to invite people to do things.
And join you in your happiness and celebrate.
But at the same time, it's also perfectly fine that I'm celebrating with myself and doing the thing that I specifically want to do that I know other people don't want to do. That's okay.
Yeah.
And Instagram just shows you need to be doing things with other people.
And the pressure, guys. One thing about social media will put pressure, guys. Yo, social media pressure. Yeah.
Us being pretty much the same in general, all three of us being the same age, grew up in the 90s, man. I think up until teenage years, tech was not a real thing. Like, being on your phone.
I think it was 2006 when MySpace came out. I was still in grade 6, dog. Like, we had that dial-up fucking internet.
Your dial-up. Yeah. I don't. Luckily, our demographic will know what dial-up is. But and I think for like the millennials, it's becoming more blurred, the being alone part, where you can't disassociate loneliness and being alone and doing things where you're like, but the trap of like, I need to be with people doing this, photographing, and it's like, no, you can just take a walk by yourself and enjoy life.
And there is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you don't need to broadcast your whole life.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
True.
But anything exciting coming up?
So, pretty much like I said, my studio that I've like sort of set up now. So I obviously don't want to like, you know, what's the term before the air your eggs before the chickens hatch?
Oh,
I don't want to count my chickens before. I don't want to count my eggs before the chickens hatch. Yeah, but like yeah. So with me obviously expanding and now having my own like prepping and baking studio, there are a couple of things that I have in mind that I want to do. I obviously don't want to disclose as yet because there are things that are like I am still working on. But yeah, like I said, one is at a point now where I really want to expand my business, grow my business, and eventually reach it to a point where like, you know, it's a standalone where I'm renting somewhere, it's be it like a coffee shop or whatever type of thing, like type of situation. That's the end goal, you know. So that's what like I would say I'm working towards now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like without like obviously like saying too much, but that's, you know, that's the aim into me doing what I did. Like, you know, a few days ago after I posted, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. So yeah, very, very exciting time, I must say, because it's something that I'm finally doing for me. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, like being a family person, and I know this moments where you feel like you neglect yourself or not because like certain parts of you are needed to be a mom and you know what I mean? I feel like now I'm at a point where I can be like, okay, you know what, so now is my time to actually, you know, and that's the point where we at, like, yeah. So a couple of things will be coming up. Yeah, so you guys must just stay on the lookout on my socials and whatnot, and yeah.
Okay.
That's about as far as I can say.
For the cake business, like, is to just reach out if anyone wants to order.
Yes, for sure. So my handles on Instagram are Matoni _Ganache. And then obviously phone call wise, yes, call wise, I can give my actual cell phone number. That's fine. Okay.
let's just
Let's stick to that.
well, let's put the Instagram. I don't want random people calling you at weird hours.
Okay.
No, I don't want your husband coming up and be like, yeah, take the podcast down. You want random people calling my wife.
You will be surprised how busy my WhatsApp is. You'll be very surprised.
Yeah, no, business wise, that's fine.
Yes.
But they
Oh
can.
no! In terms of no, like
No, the thing is, this goes on the YouTube. People, and you're telling your number to people.
No, like I understand, yes, but like I don't know. I guess it's one of those. I'm so used to putting like my details publicly because obviously I want the traction, you know, for the business. But it's fine. I'll respect that. They can DM me on my handles and I'll give them my WhatsApp number.
Yes. I'm happy with that. I don't want to die. I told your husband killing me. But yeah, no. Anything else you wanna find out? I don't know. You've just. I don't know. This one's been.
I have so many questions about pastry and how it was working with him in pastry, to be honest.
Did you really want it?
But I feel like that's a little bit too personal query for the show. So we can save that for the post-production.
I don't know. Maybe. It depends what it's gonna cut out. How much time do you have?
Now we have a lot of time depending with hair. So hair, she's the one who's gonna take
What's the time now?
10 to 3.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, we still
So
check.
that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get too hectic about the question, please.
How was it working with MG?
No, it was fun. In all honesty, it was fun. No, we clicked. Yeah.
No, but you got me when I was still green.
No, fair, but that's why I'm trying to. I'm
And that's always the best because now you can,
mold.
exactly
shape,
mold
yes.
and shape in the way that you want, Because not to say that I don't appreciate people that have like, okay, I've got like a bit of like that knowledge and whatnot, but people who know too much are so annoying to teach.
Because they have so much resistance to what you're trying
Exactly.
to
It's like, I'm not against you knowing what you're knowing and kudos to you, but like I'm teaching you something different.
This is not a dick measuring competition.
Exactly.
I
You know what I mean?
I want to give you my perspective
Exactly.
and my expertise here.
And more than anything also, yes fine, you know this in this way, but here we do it this way.
Because it works.
Yeah, exactly.
And you heard me say that.
You know what I mean?
You heard me.
We're not saying that your idea and your way of doing things doesn't work. But that's just not how we do it here.
Yes.
And you need to deal with that and respect that. You know what I mean?
Fair. 100%. 100%.
So
Because he's trying to pick up how much of the things that you
you're trying to pick up a person.
It sounds to me like he absorbed a lot of your teaching techniques, and that's what he kind of utilizes at the moment as a teacher and mentor himself.
Does it work?
So,
Be honest. If there are elements where you're like, okay, ish, you know this one. Be honest, tell me.
So
Listen,
okay.
be raw, unfiltered. Tell it like it is.
It takes a level of understanding of the situation and what needs to be done to be able to actually go, okay, cool, I'm learning. Yes, I might know this and I know how to do it, but okay, like, and I tell guys this of kind of like, if yes, you know how to do it, but just ask me how I want it done. Because there is a specific way I might want it done because of the construct of the end product. So you might do it in the way you think is, yes, it's correct,
Yes.
but it's not correct for what I needed for.
Yes.
So you need a smart people
Yeah.
for your teachings to actually make sense.
Exactly. Okay, I understand my frustration. You know the journey that I've gone through. Now imagine my frustration trying to articulate that in a way of also not trying to sound like I'm being a bitch or something like that. You know what I mean?
The thing is,
Like, it needs some thought. Guys.
Yes, you need a level of comprehension
Yes.
to understand that, and it's not now you're understanding my
If
sentence.
he's struggling so much to articulate it, how much more me having to actually deal with the matter with someone who can't get it? No, just try to put yourself in my shoes.
I kind of pick up a little bit.
Do you see? And do you see why it was so easy to work with him?
Because
He gets it.
and he
And
gets it.
like, it's so, like, there's just certain things where it's so important if you can just get it. You know? Like, certain things are not teachable. Getting something is not teachable. I can't teach you to, you know,
Be passionate.
you know,
give a fuck.
yeah, get it. Get with the program type of thing. Like, I can't teach you that. You know, you need to have that certain type of mindset to be able to be like, okay, you know what? You know?
I don't really understand this too much. Let me ask a question and find out what more information I need to get it. If that makes sense.
It's pretty much that. It was like, I remember Farrell was testing out, the Huguenot ice cream.
Yeah.
And he says to me, "Here, make this recipe for me." And I'm like, "I've never made." And I went to her and I was like, "I've never made ice cream." And I've just just got told to make this. Please give me a quick rundown of how I actually use this. And she's like, "Okay, you need to put this and this together, combine these two, come back when you've mixed this together at this heat." And then I was like, "Okay, cool." And I went back to her specifically when she said, when you've done these 5 steps, come back to me. And I literally went back to her after 5 steps and I was like, "I've done this, this, and this, and this." And I showed her and I was like, "This and this and this." And I'm like, I'm freaking out here because I've still got prep that she's handed me that I need to do, and I'm doing this. So my anxiety is like through the roof. I'm like,
Yeah, like I can literally see you reliving that anxiety.
it was slightly traumatic because I was like, fuck, I can't fuck up this ice cream because like my head chef wants it and he's presenting to the owners, and I'm like, but I can't also be fucking up my prep because I'm gonna get it. So I'm there and I'm like juggling and I'm trying to get this ice cream done as quick and as correctly as possible, but also like I need to like finish my prep because I'm looking at my watch, I'm like, I'm getting closer to service. So it was just like, get it done, and luckily got it done. But I was like, yo.
Because you followed the steps.
Yeah.
You were able to get to what needs to be done.
But it's also, I think it was more like the ego of, I don't want to fuck up because
Men and their ego, what is wrong with them?
for me, it's like I don't want to fuck up because it's like, because then you just get steak in front of everyone and you don't want that because then you're like,
Yeah, true.
So it's like you don't want to do that. So it's like you take a hit to the ego, but it's also like.
So the ego is also like a good drive in a way then also to be able to not want to fuck up. Sort of type of
It's a
thing.
defensive drive.
It's a defensive drive, but it's also it's the ego kind of like you don't want to look like an idiot. Like you've never made ice cream. Like
Yeah.
what are you doing in this kitchen? Yeah, no. People catch you like that. Like how are you working fine dining and you can't do this?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. It
well,
can be, yeah.
how about the fuck? It's my first week here.
Yeah, what do you want from me, dude?
So it's kind of like I was like, okay, cool. I've never done this, and I'm not gonna act like I've done it because I'm gonna look more like an idiot. So I'm gonna ask someone who knows how to do this.
This sounds like it's just a testament to the type of person again. It's all about your character. if you were a weaker character person, you would have just been like, nope, I've never done that before, chef, and then taken the fucking hit and gotten all the tunes. But you didn't. You were like, okay, I haven't done this before, but I have someone that can help me, and I know that I can push myself and learn and figure it out with it exactly.
Oh, I wasn't given a choice. It was, here's this card, make this recipe.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying there's always a choice in life, bro.
Yeah.
You could have
easily said, but I don't know how to.
exactly.
And you could have given someone else.
Yeah, and then he would have given you cack and called you stupid and
Yeah,
like, what the fuck are you
yeah,
doing?
but-
in this
But you would have
kitchen?
escaped having to deal with the pressure of learning how to and all that. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not the same.
She gets what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I saw
You're just not listening.
I saw the downsides being way greater than the downside of if I say no, I've never done this, also took a massive risk. But just accepting it and going, okay, cool, I've accepted this challenge. I'm learning.
It was calculated risk.
It was not calculated.
It was. You had this lovely lady here as your safety net that was coaching you through it.
She was not. She was knee deep in her own prep.
100%, but she still coached you through it.
Yeah, she did. No, she did. Because
Am I speaking in French?
no, but also it's also like I kind of involved her in a ticking time bomb, and in the fact of if I didn't even consult her and it fucked up, it would have been like, why didn't you ask your pastry chef?
Oh, so that's my wait. If it fucked up when you asked me, then what are you trying to tell me?
If you didn't help me, you were gonna burn with me.
Hey, safety in numbers. Safety in numbers. But it's just a testament of how crazy like fine dining is and like hospitality is.
No, like
The risk.
it needs you to have some form of like
Yeah.
intelligence. I would say like I even sometimes call it like you need to, like funny, but you need to sort of be street smart. I guess I think
Common sense.
yes. Yeah, literally you need to be street smart. And you can already pick it up from the moment the person walks in. This one was cuddled by their parents. This one was like this. You can just like see it with here. I'm gonna need to spoon feed. I'm gonna need to do this. Yo, guys, I'm just like like fine. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with not knowing. Obviously, you're coming to learn. There is nothing wrong with that. There was a point where I was a trainee myself, but have the drive, have the willingness to learn, and you know what I mean.
This yet. Please teach me. I will listen. I'll pay attention.
Exactly.
And I will make sure that we don't have this conversation again about the same thing. If we get a new menu and you teach me some and there's new elements that I've never done before as well, I'm gonna approach it with the same manner and be like, hey chef, I've never done this before. Can you teach me how to make this style of ganache?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where also the passion element comes in. Like it's like our industry is not just something that you can just be like, oh, okay, let me just give it a try. You need to actually like have some form of like love or enjoy type of thing. You know what I mean? Like there has to be some form of passion for it because
And
that's the
discipline.
only way. Yes, that's the only way you'll be willing to actually learn and take in and be able to understand its highs and its lows. You know what I mean? Because if you are coming in to like be a chef especially and you don't have the passion and ambition, then the moment they say you fucking can't do whatever whatsoever, you're gonna go cry there and be like, yo guys, my world is coming to an end, I'm crumbling. You know what I mean? So, what was I doing? Why did I come here? You know what I mean? Like yes, in general that does happen, because we're human, but it's different if you're someone that's coming in the industry like you know what you come, you know what you're here to do, you're here to learn, you actually are passionate about this and whatnot, and as time goes by, you actually do learn that all of the cussings and whatnot are not a personal attack to you, it's just purely because of the pressure, and the industry is unfortunately built like that. You know, it's a cutthroat industry with lots of pressure.
It is
You
one
know what I mean?
element of the chaos, and
Yeah.
we deal with a lot of fucking chaos
Yeah.
on a day-to-day basis.
And it can be beautiful chaos sometimes.
Yeah, 100%.
It can, like there have been so many moments where like I'm like, service was beautiful today. You know, like it was. I was spinning like crazy, but like it was beautiful,
It
man.
was a good spin. It wasn't a bad
Exactly.
spin.
You know what I mean? Like
It's your
that needs you to be passionate in order for you to actually enjoy that type of like adrenaline rush. You know, which is what I was thinking. Like honestly, with the industry stuff, that's the one thing I miss that service adrenaline rush. I miss it. Like there's zero adrenaline rush with what I'm doing right now.
You have
The
good times.
the only adrenaline rush I have is having to deal with a 3-year-old trying to throw tantrums or doing whatever they want to do or hiding under the couch or whatever they want to. That's the only adrenaline that I need to deal with currently, you know. But like industry wise, like yeah, I really miss that.
Man, you could swap. Hey, I'm ready for some
Maybe I must bring my child so you can babysit and have a taste. I'll bring the last one. The first one is fine. I'll bring the last one to you and then we'll see.
I've dealt with it. You forget how many nieces and nephews.
I know. I want to bring that one to you. I want to bring it. You rethink the life.
It's always the youngest that's the trouble.
Exactly. Exactly. Yo, guys, yo.
Is there any last words that you want to say? Maybe some tips for people that want to get into pastry hospitality from your experience? Maybe someone that's in hospitality and wanting to move into their own business? Any sort of advice that you can maybe offer anybody in hospitality?
For the hospitality industry in general, what I would say is don't go in its blindsided. It's just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to, just try my luck and all that. You need to actually be willing to learn and have the passion.
Be there for long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
it's not a summer job.
yeah, it's it's the long hours. It's missing the Christmases with your family and like there's lots of sacrifice that goes into joining this industry, and you need to be mentally ready and willing, to do that. So just don't go in there just thinking, oh, okay, no, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? And especially as you want to progress like further and further in the industry, like obviously the higher you climb in the ladder of the industry, the more it demands of you. You know what I mean? So you need to really have that form of understanding that, it's not just, okay, I'm just gonna go and chop onions or whatever. Like with me, like okay, I'm touching back to someone like they told I told them that I wanna study hospitality. You wanna learn how to chop onions? I can teach you here now. I don't need that mentality, guys. It is not chopping onions. I swear it is not.
You know when I said I wanted to be a chef, they're like, oh, you want to learn how to fry an egg? Just go into the kitchen. I'll teach you.
Exactly. It is not that. It is not that. And it is so sad because so many people are under the thing of not understanding the background of the industry stuff, so they automatically think it's just like it's not easy, guys. It's not as straightforward as it seems to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's definitely what I would advise them. And in terms of starting a business, what I can say is humble yourself. Starting a business is not easy, guys. I don't care how educated or how experienced you are. When it comes to starting a business, you just need to go with yourself and just know that okay, you will,
There's going to be some stumbles.
Exactly, because depending on obviously the nature of the business that you're starting and whatnot, come what may. It's like if you're working in someone's kitchen, you are working, say for example, in pastry. You're dealing with pastry, that's your section. You know what I mean? Hot section and so forth and so forth. That's got its own person. And business, you are your content creator. You are your baker. You are your person that's making the decorating things and all that. Well, speaking in particular of the type of business that I'm running. You know what I mean? So basically, you are
every single
Exactly.
every
You are the head of
single
every single, section that you're running. And also, there's no sick leave, guys, in running business. You can't call in sick, guys. Like, if the client has paid their money and they said, okay, I need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 at 11 o'clock. If you woke up with the fever or the babalas or whatever, they're still gonna want that. You know what I mean? And if you care about your business, obviously another person will be like, I'm just they'll refund me or whatever. Obviously, that's a person that doesn't care about their business.
Yeah.
If it's something that you really treasure and it's your baby, you are gonna wake up even though you're paralyzed, even though you are sick, like feeling like, I'm really like, I could be crawling on my knees right now, but like, because the clients,
I'm
paid
gonna
and
finish
what
this order and then I'm going to hospital.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
If that's what it takes. Finish it, then go to hospital and then you can be like, because even when you're, trust me, even when you're in hospital, your head is still gonna be like, you know what I mean? So, it takes another form of discipline, guys, to run a business. So that's definitely one of the things that you must think, because a lot of people can, one of the things, and I can purely say that myself as someone who's like left the working industry and starting their own business and be like, oh, okay, actually let me do my own thing, maybe I'll be able to have the flexibility and doing what to know. Yes, you do, but do you know what? Your salary depends on the amount of work you do. You know what I mean? It's not like, okay, you're going to have an off day and someone's going to fill your place and you still get the same salary end of the month. No! Your salary is based on the amount of work that you do. So that's also something you need to consider. You know what I mean? So in as much as, yes, you have the freedom of so many other things, you lose out on so many other perks.
You still have to drive
Yeah.
other ways.
Yeah, there's still a form of discipline that you need to have in order for your business to succeed. So, yeah. It's crazy stuff, eh?
Yeah, no. I think this episode's been pretty well. knowing about my background.
Informative. I think it's been very informative.
Well,
Yeah. Thanks, Clint. Thanks, Clint.
Yeah, Clint wants to be involved.
I'm trying to get a table here.
But thank you so much.
I hope I didn't stumble, guys.
Oh, no, it's good. It's good.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys.